So it looks like OpenAI has a little bit of a problem. So they have a third-party company called Mixpanel, and it looks like there was a phishing scam that attackers were able to use and get access to analytics and user data. That means that user data from your account, enough data to be harmful, I'd say, was hacked. So I got an email, and this is basically the same thing the email said. I'm going to go through this, and then I'll explain a little bit of what Mixpanel is. Did a funny enough, did a Chat GPT search for Mixpanel, and I did a bit more research myself too. So let's just go through this. It says transparency is important to us, so we want to inform you about a recent security incident at Mixpanel, a data analytics provider OpenAI used for web analytics on the front end interface for our API products. So that's platform.openai.com. So that is basically the developer side of OpenAI. It says the incident occurred within Mixpanel's system and involved limited analytic data related to some users of the API. Users of ChatGPT and other products were not impacted. So essentially, this means if you're just a regular user of ChatGPT, then you're fine. It's anybody who's using the API, some people who have like the company IDs and stuff. But they do downplay it a bit. They explain why the data is harmful that they got, like having it exported is a problem, but I think that it's going to be a bigger problem than what they kind of lead on to. This was not a breach of OpenAI's AI system. No chat API requests or API usage data, passwords, credentials, API keys, payment details, or government IDs were compromised or exposed. Okay, so first they're going to obviously tell you all of the big important things that weren't exposed, calm your nerves a bit. It also will kind of downplay what actually was exposed, I'd say. So what happened? On November 9th, 2025, Mixpanel became aware of an attacker that gained unauthorized access to part of their systems and exported a dataset containing limited customer identifiable information and analytics information. Mixpanel notified OpenAI that they were investigating, and on November 25th, 2025, they shared the affected dataset with us. What does that mean for the impacted users? User profile information associated with the use of platform.openai.com may have been included in the data export from Mixpanel. The information that may have been affected was limited to name that was provided to us on the OpenAI account. So your name, I'm assuming first and last name. Okay. Your email address with your that's associated with the API key or API account, approximate location. So that means that your city, your state, and your country, and what browser and OS you're on, and your organization ID. So though none of this is necessarily going to allow anyone to sign into your account or anything like that, they do have enough information to build a very convincing email or phone call. I don't know if it says anything about your phone number. They didn't reference it, but they also didn't reference it in the things that they didn't get. So if you have your phone number associated with it, because I'm assuming if you get your email address, they might have got your phone number. So that means any phishing through your email, and I'm going to assume phone number. They could put together a pretty convincing email. So their response was, as part of our security investigation, we removed Mixpanel from our production service reviewed the affected data set, and we're working closely with Mixpanel and other partners to fully understand the incident and its scope. We are in the process of notifying impacted organizations, admins, and users directly. While we have found no evidence of any effect on the system or data outside Mixpanel's environment, we continue to monitor closely for any signs of misuse. I actually heard that there was another company that uses Mixpanel, and on the 5th, Mixpanel reported to them that they had a data breach. I'm assuming that's the same breach. So it looks like they weren't the only one affected by this. Let me see. It was okay. So it looks like a website called Coin Ledger was also hit by the same thing through their Mixpanel. So their data's, they said their name, emails, approximate location, browser and OS information, referring website. So if you came from another website, such as your own website, directly to platform.openai.com, they would have that and the internal organization or user ID. So, yeah, so more than just OpenAI was affected by this. It seems like Mixpanel is going to probably be losing a lot of customers, and this is a big problem. I'm assuming that they are going to be hit hard. What should you keep in mind? Let's see. It says the information that may have been affected here could be used as part of a phishing or social engineering attack or social engineering attacks against you or your organization. Since name, email, and OpenAI API metadata, ergo your user ID, were included, we encourage you to remain vigilant for credible looking phishing attempts or spam. As a reminder, treat unexpected emails or messages with caution, especially if they include links or attachments. Double check that any messages claiming to be from OpenAI is sent from an official OpenAI domain. OpenAI does not request passwords, API keys, or verification codes through email, text, or chat. Further protect your account by enabling multi-factor authentication. The security and privacy of our products are paramount, and remain resolute in protecting your information and communicating transparently when issues arise. Thank you for your continued trust in us. That's assumptive, I'd say. So let's see. This is good information. Why did OpenAI use Mixpanel? Mixpanel was used as a third-party web analytic provider to help us understand product usage and improve our service for our API product, ergo platform.openai.com. Was this caused by a vulnerability in OpenAI's system? No. The incident was limited to Mixpanel's systems and did not involve unauthorized access to OpenAI's infrastructure. How do I know my organization or I were impacted? We are in the process of notifying those impacted now, and we will reach out to you or your organization admin directly via email to inform you. I received this email here, and it says that I think it actually said that my information was found. I'm not really sure where it said that, but I think it did actually say that. Let's see. This was not a breach. Blah blah. Yeah, it says November 9th, but it looks like on November 5th, that's when CoinLedger got notified by Mixpanel. So this is probably part of the same attack. And from what I've learned, it was a phishing attack. So I believe someone at Mixpanel received a text message, and they fell for it. and that gave the attackers enough information to access the backend system and export a bunch of our data. Yay! Yeah. Um, Obviously, they want to reiterate that none of the prompts or any of that personal information. But the point is it doesn't matter if our chats were grabbed either. It I'm glad that they're letting you know not to worry about that, but this is plenty of information, I think, to have an attacker send you a uh, very legitimate looking email. Um, so yeah, it says that uh, they didn't get any passwords or anything like that. So it yeah, so I'm pretty sure OpenAI was probably the biggest customer that Mixpanel had, and they ditched them. Um, and they say they're going to uh, continue to give us updated information about this. Man, I'll send them an email myself, but I'm assuming uh, that at some point we will be getting some very convincing looking emails. So just a bit more. I did that research a bit on what Mixpanel is from ChatGPT, and it says Mixpanel is basically a zoomed-in Google Analytics for apps. Instead of just counting page views, it tracks specific actions, signups, button clicks, feature use, and ties them back to the user's profile. So product teams can see who's doing what, where they drop off, and what keeps them coming back. That means any company using Mixpanel is streaming at least some user identification and behavior data into their system, so they can build reports, funnels, and cohorts on top of it. So yeah, essentially, it's going to have enough information to you to tie your actions to your account. So essentially, everything that they track in order to gain a full picture of what you're doing on platform.openai.com. Um, so yeah, that's going to include enough information to send you a really pretty convincing email, letting you know that you need to change your password. Funny enough, wouldn't it be funny if that phishing email came fairly quickly and it was a update to this email, letting you know that your password may have been compromised and for you to reset your password? And that link takes you to their own custom website where they capture your new password. That would be genius. Yeah, but this is what I woke up to this morning. I went to go get a drink of water, and next thing you know, I'm looking at a bunch of information of mine being sent out. I already get enough spam emails. Come on, I don't need any more. Well, let me know what you think. Is this something that you're worried about if you use the platform.openai.com? So if you're doing anything with the API, let me know if you think this is a big problem or if it's not too big of a deal. I mean, the thing is I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of spammers have your email, but to specifically associate all this information with you means that they have enough information to really put together a convincing email. You know, so um, they even they'll probably know a lot of information, such as like when you're most active. And so, like, they could even figure out when the best time to email you is. Um, yeah, so I feel like this is something worth talking about. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I mostly do coding. This is something that I felt was important enough to release an email about. A lot of people don't check their emails, or maybe they're too busy to read all this stuff. So I figured I would grab out the important things and kind of explain what I got out of it. So yeah, if you like this, like and subscribe. Maybe I'll do a bit more content about this stuff in the future. Maybe I'll give you a follow up to this and let you know kind of what's going on and what they're doing with it. Uh, but yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.